Hello everybody, welcome back to PadFootTD Games. My name is Zach, I'm the voice and the face behind the icon. Ella's over there in the car. This is our brand new property and you're in for another episode of A Week in Life of Us. All right, it's happening, everybody. It started. They started playing around with the foundation. He's starting to move some dirt around, starting to rough in our driveway. Oh my God, it makes me so happy. They weren't even supposed to start until tomorrow, so to be able to see a little bit done today is so awesome. Stop by again tomorrow. Had a very busy day at work getting things ready for the summer, but we're in a really good spot for the circus school to come in tomorrow. So really happy about that. I'm also really happy to look at all this grass. It's beautiful and I can't wait to have the horses here. A lot of drama happened last week with the ranch owner. I don't think I touched on that much. Either way, I told the ranch owner that we were leaving. And she's so upset about it that she's kicking Willow out and she's trying to keep King. I'm trying not to go legal action to get King because he's my horse. But I need his best friend Cloud to go with him. So that'll be figured out tomorrow. Things are happening at the property now. It's a roller coaster. We're gonna go home, have some food now. There are so many bugs out because it's such a nice day. And I think I need a shower, apparently. See you guys tomorrow. Good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday? Yeah, it's Wednesday. Circus school has taken over my life. Fun fact, they did give us the invitation. Sorry, you have dog hair on you. Hands full. They did give us an invitation to actually go to their school and learn how to trapeze. So that's cool. But yeah, we're doing lighting for the circus school today. Me and my crew are going to do an hour of focus ahead of time. And then I'm just going to work with their director. And excuse me, start doing some preliminary design for their show. And then we'll fine tweak it over the next couple days, which is super exciting, in my personal opinion. But yeah, besides that, talks with the ranch owner did not go well the other day for the purchase of Cloud. And it looks like it's going to be a legal battle for King. So I don't know what to do. I don't want to leave my very first horse behind. I don't want to leave any of my babies behind. But is it worth all the aggravation, even though I'm in the right? But that's enough complaining about me. Ella's probably already done with her food, even though I just put her in there. Huh. Yep, bowl's empty. Let's head off to work and try to have a good day, shall we? Well, we're driving down the road. I would usually put my face here so I could talk to you guys, but I don't want to see you, well, I don't want you to see me like this. Unfortunately, today was the day that we've been dreading forever. Let me give you a little backstory. As you all know, if you watch these videos, if you do, you don't. If you're new, welcome. Sorry, this is gonna be a soft part. Definitely skip ahead for this. So if you've been watching, you know that Danielle and I were going to get a new house. We were gonna get a new house, and we were gonna have our horses at it. And we've done that. Now the reason why is a good one, because for years I always wanted a horse, and I was able to get one. In 2018, I reached out to somebody named Julie Richard, and I have no problem saying her name because everything that I'm going to tell you here is going to be factual. You shall make your own opinions on what you do, but this is just my story to tell. She owns Rabbit Hollow Ranch. When I was looking for a horse, I had to figure out where I was going to place it. So what I did was I contacted local boarding areas, and I said, if I was to come work for you part-time, because I was not afraid of hard labor, could I have discount board if I was to get a horse? I was working in a private school at the time. Danielle and I barely had money for food during the week because of what we were paid, because they provided us housing. So I met Julie Richard after I had people hang up the phone and not answer my messages. She said, come on down, we'll figure out how it works out. After meeting her on a Saturday, she actually invited me right away to ride a horse. A beautiful Palomino big boy named King. Now me, I was just looking for a horse I've never ridden before. I said, no, but I will walk him. We walked 3 miles in the woods, up and down mountains. Needless to say, that was the last time I walked him through the woods. Over the next months, it built and built of us going over and helping Julie with the horses, bonding with King. King had a best friend named Cloud, so Danielle started to bond with Cloud as well. So Danielle had Cloud and I had King. They were best friends. It came December of 2019. Actually, I think it was before that. A little while before that. And I had told Julie, after lots of thinking, I wanted to buy King. And she gave me the okay, but with the caveat that King and Cloud, because they've been together for 15 years, can never be separated. Everything with the ranch owner was great from 2019 up until right before 2020. When I left Northfield Mount Herman, one of the reasons of me leaving was because I was spending so much time at the ranch. And when I got a new job at Mount Holyoke, I decided I would not risk, ended up having to leave another job because I'm spending so much time at the ranch. Sorry, I'm trying to get that passenger door closed. I don't think I'm going to be able to get it. It's so close. Okay. So, everything was going fine, and I was there every day to feed, and I had paid off King. We did a payment plan. From that, when I got a new job, I wasn't able to be there as much. So Danielle ended up actually taking over with the feeding. What we started to notice though is every time that we helped the ranch owner, Julie, with anything, we were always the people that couldn't have fun. We led her lessons that she had. We set up her parties, we took down her parties. While everybody else got to go off and have fun, we became her staff. All for just discount board. And it really started to come up as she would start to criticize us for not being there as much when we just wanted to be able to have part of our own life and not have her life. COVID came, I got a new job. Still had King at this point, but it started to get to the point where I couldn't even look at Julie. All she would say was, oh, about time you showed up. This is somebody who's unemployed. She just sits home on her ass. And I'm just, if she sees this, I don't care. She gets to sit home on her ass. She worked very hard for that, and her husband has a very good job. But it really was just sitting home being a homemaker, not the owner of a ranch. Last summer, after more and more criticism, and she even yelled at Danielle once, nobody messes with my wife. I don't even care if she was in the wrong. So last summer, on my birthday, I met with my family and I said, that's it, we're moving. We started looking for different houses, found a couple, didn't like them, found a couple plots of land, but we found one perfect plot of land. we bought that, and we bought a log cabin. That brings us up to now. When I was planning this move, we hadn't told the ranch owner yet because we knew exactly how she was going to act. So I decided that I wasn't going to talk to her, which is an asshole move, to go from pretty much a best friend to not talking to them. But this woman never listens. She never will sit down and listen. This whole thing that has happened is not just her fault, but she's not taking any blame. That's the problem. So we've got this house, and I said, okay, once the house is started built and we can get a barn there, we'll move our horses over. King, we'll buy Cloud, Willow, Hades, Hermes, and Persephone. That was the plan. We haven't even been able to start building yet. And last week, Julie yelled at Danielle because we were on vacation, to the point that it made her cry. Somebody who's there to help you, and you yell at them, not for doing anything wrong, not for missing a feeding, not for anything. You yell at them because they're not up to your standards, even though we're there to help you. I couldn't do it anymore. I can't let anybody yell at Danielle. So I went over and I told her that we were leaving. That turned into an argument match. I tried to keep my cool as much as I could, but to her I was just coming off as arrogant, like I knew best. I knew what was best for the situation. We weren't happy, we want to start a family, we need more room. Those are the reasons that I gave. So what she said was that Willow needed to be out in 10 days. I looked at the calendar and I said, she'll be out in 10 days. And I said, King will be too. She gave me a scoff and said, you're not taking King. And I told her I paid for him. She said, well then I'll just buy him back because he's not leaving here. We talked a little bit more. She was screaming and I was just trying to sit there and keep as calm as possible and keep my demeanor. To the point where she said, I need some time. And I said, okay, I'll be back in a week. I left, came back a week later, which was this past Tuesday. And she said that she wasn't ready to make a decision yet, and turned into screaming and called me an arrogant asshole and not gonna talk to her like this on this property. Y'all, anybody who knows me, I can have a temper, but if I'm talking to anybody older than me, I will never show them disrespect. That's how my parents raised me. So I told her again, I said, I'm willing to buy Cloud. I said, I'm willing to buy Cloud to not separate them, but I will be here on Saturday. And she told me that she doesn't want to talk to me anymore, that she'd have her husband do it, Mark. And I said, okay. I will talk to Mark on Friday. Friday came around, I went over to their house to talk to them. They're not there because they bought a brand new summer house. Now I should let you know, Mark had a very good paying job, has an amazing pension, oh yes, and his mother just passed away, so he inherited over $8 million. So they're set for life, let's just say that. So they bought themselves a new lake house. That's great. I can talk on and on about this woman and her purchasing habits and how they'll instantly regret them, but that's not my place. So that's where they were. I had to go down to talk to her daughter who lives in the basement to see if I could get Mark's phone number. I couldn't get it. She came to the door a second time and said, you know, they know that you're coming tomorrow, but, you know, they're both in pain, you know, and, you know, that she wasn't going to get in the middle of it, which is fine. I don't want anybody else to be involved with it. I go home. I don't even really know what to do because I'm like, okay, do we just show up with a trailer and grab King? She never gave me a bill of sale. It was a handshake because we were friends. A little while later, Mark actually showed up at our house, and I went out to talk to him. And there's some things said that was hurtful and a couple things that weren't true. But the bottom line is that I paid for King, and I could have King and Willow. So we scrambled around last night to buy fencing. We got it set up today, rented a trailer today, and went down to get King and Willow. She refused to sell us Cloud, but I figured I'd work with her a little bit later, and if a couple years she wanted to sell him, King could have his best friend. Now I've already put into the thought that I would actually leave King behind because it would be much better for him, and I'll go into that in a little bit. We got there, we loaded Willow in, no problem. She's been in a trailer before, but King has only been in a trailer once. Well, actually, he's been a handful of times, but really it was when he was really young, and she never moves them off the property. We tried for about 2 hours, and after the daughter stopped by again and gave us a little bit of lip that was not appreciative, because I know she's been around horses a long time, but she doesn't interact with horses at all anymore, and then she comes in with her knowledge and just acts kind of nasty towards it, like nobody else knows what's going on. I know that King was stressed. I know that he could freak out in the trailer and break his neck. I know that I could bring him to the new property and he could literally just die because of such a change in environment. I know that. But King was my horse, and I had come to the decision that we were going to try. After 2 hours, we were not able to get King into the trailer, not at all. To the point where, one, I have to go to work because I have a show in 20 minutes. And I personally just